You know, when I said, I hope your power developed, I didn't mean this quickly. Before we hop into this review of Chapter 4 of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, please do me a favor and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, let's get into it. What's up guys, I got the pencil here, and here we are to review Chapter 4 of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, Unknown Magic. Now, here's the thing, I like this chapter, because it's at the same time a lot, but at the same time not that much at all. It's the continuation of the fight between Percival and Pelgar. And I like it. I'm just a little bit shook, but there are some things I want to confirm. Basically, I don't have much to summarize, because it opens up, we see that Percival is at first afraid of his magic. He has no idea what it is, he wants to get it off his hands. He runs up to Pelgar, who's trying to help him out and be like, hey yo, that's your magic, take your time, hold on, I thought you said you had no magic. Only for Percival will be like, here, take these bullets, bro, and he just launches multiple light bullets in the general direction of Pelgar. Pelgar takes the hits and gets sent flying back. So Percival's magic is obviously pretty darn strong. And then Donnie comes in with the assist and says, hey yo, Percival, that's your magic, now kick him to the next dimension. And Percival's like, oh, it's time, boys. And then Pelgar's like, hold on, wait a minute, could he be an enhancement or an enchantment type? And here's the thing, I've read Seven Deadly Sins a lot, as you may or may not know. I don't ever remember magic types being mentioned, so this may be a new classification system that Naka was introducing, and as long as he stays consistent with it, I'm fine, because this seems like, I don't know, I don't mind categories. It makes magic easier to break down. And the more easy something is to explain, the better for me, because I'm not the sharpest spoon in the kitchen shed. So I like it. We see that he starts theorizing that, okay, he's an enchantment type because he empowered his fist, and then Percival literally just asks him, hey yo, so my bad, apparently I can use magic, so can I continue to beat you up? Pelgar's a cool guy, he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, let's keep going. And then Percival's so excited and happy that he's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely about to win this, and they're gonna tell me where Dad is. And then Pelgar's like, I don't know where you got the impression you were going to win. And Pelgar just confirms it again for me, that I'm thinking, you know, we'll talk about it later. So we see Pelgar activate his magic, Inferno or Blaze, depending on the translation you're reading. And we see that looks like a rather familiar fire. And then Percival's dodging, and my man activated Ultra Instinct on it real quick, dodging everything. And Pelgar's like, hey yo, come on now kid, if you keep evading you won't be able to land a hit back. And Percival's like, actually, you kind of spitting, hold on, let me see what I can do. And then he concentrates the light magic into his hands and slams it down, hitting the blaze away and blocking the attack. However, Pelgar still has complete control over the fire that bursts and absolutely collapses it on Percival. Percival's getting burned alive, and the flames aren't going out, even with the touching of Percival's magic everywhere. And Pelgar says something interesting. The flame will continue to burn its target to nothing until I deactivate the spell. Now give up and surrender. And then everyone's begging Percival to just give up, please lose, you know, just take the hell and just keep it moving. And Percival's like, no, I refuse, I won't lose here. And then he gets his power up and he covers himself in light magic, which shields him from the rest of the fire. However, he's burned up. So Pelgar is like, well, I'm sorry, my G, but you've already taken too much damage. I think it's time for you to go, though. Say goodbye. Only for Percival's little magic light golems to say hello. And they just all climb up on Pelgar. They apparently just spawn from him. Like, Percival has subconsciously really no idea what he's doing. His magic is almost evolving in a way to defend him. Because I'm confident that Percival didn't think, I need little me's to come help me out. Like, I can definitely see Percival manipulating the light to cover his entire body, but the alteration type magic, as Pelgar calls it, to create golems, it's, I think it's a little bit too much for Percival to be consciously doing. And we see that apparently all of them are ridiculously strong because they're able to hold him down and actually stop him from using his magic. So they coat his arms and the magic shuts down. And then we see that my boy Percival, he got cooked up. He got cooked up real darn good. However, the moment the fire stops, he heals himself up with the light magic once again. And then Dottie's blown away, like, what? Who are you exactly? And then the little kid from the last chapter cheers Percival on, and Pelgar's just theory crafting right now, going like, oh, you know, he may be the one in a million, the hero type magic. And I'm like, it sounds so mad corny, I'm not gonna lie. And that's what this thing is. And then we see this is the one thing that interests me. Pelgar is like, ooh, this could be the one from the prophecy. And then he's like, wait a minute, the others are going to find out and come kill this guy. I can't let that happen. But meanwhile, while Pelgar's in the middle of theory crafting, Percival just pulls up, instantly knocks on his armor, and then just swings, knocks him back, and says, let's continue the fight. So Percival has awakened his magic, he's able to use it rather well, and it keeps evolving. What do I like? I like Percival's magic, because obviously I was a little bit concerned that it was just going to be basic light orbs that he could summon with his fists, and we were going to be locked to that for a while. But no, it can do a lot more. It can heal, it can create little light golems, it can cover his entire body as a shield. It does a lot. And also, I'm intrigued to see Pelgar's magic. His magic, whether it be Blaze or Inferno, depending on the translation, is a really cool magic. He can control all the fire that he sends out moving around. Now, obviously, y'all know, I'm gonna have to hop into my theory crafting bag real quick. So Percival's a goddess. I hate to say it, but there's no way that my man ain't a goddess, because he's literally wielding light magic. It's just light. He has the light fists. He is able to negate this seemingly dark fire magic with a swing of his light fist. He's able to just casually heal himself with light magic, and we know the other type of race in Seven Deadly Sins that managed to heal themselves with light magic being the Goddess Clan. And then we see basically what seems to be a giant technique. Like, this may just be me, but the only other, well, giant slash fairy, those are the only two other clans that I remember being able to make little golems like Percival does. And I mean, I just don't know. Is this alluding to Percival being part goddess and or fairy? Not part goddess, fairy, and giant, or something of the sort. Some weird combination of them all. It's probably fairy, because if you think about it, fairy plus goddess would make a whole lot of sense of why his growth seems so stunted compared to his fellow 16-year-olds, and why he has access to light magic. Especially this weird mutated light magic that seems to be having way different properties than the original light magic we know from Seven Deadly Sins. So I think Percival, definitely some type of goddess spawn. Probably from his dad, because we saw his dad was wielding light magic chapters back. So I'm leaning in full throttle now. I think he's a goddess, maybe with some fairy elements thrown in there, because it would explain his stunted growth. It would also explain his ability to make golems out of light. It would also explain how, well, that's the thing. The giant would explain why he's so physically strong, but that could also just be his goddess. Like, that's, I know for a fact Percival isn't human. Like that, he's not a pure human, because everyone, even Donnie's like, what the heck are you? So no one knows what Percival really is, not even Percival himself. But the other thing that intrigues me the most, and is really making me think Arthur went on some mystical, magical stuff, is the idea that Pelgar literally uses Hellblaze. That's what it is. It's a dark flame that he manages to throw out, and he can get complete control of it, and it won't go away until he stops casting it. And obviously, we know he was using the same demonic type magic to see through that fox, that familiar of his. I'm confident Pelgar's part demon. And of course, he has the black orb in his chest, but we don't actually know the color of it, because, you know, colorization in manga is weird. So I'm thinking Pelgar's part demon. And the reason I say part is because, unlike most other users of Hellblaze, like, if you just died if they lit you up with it. Like, there wasn't really a get out of jail free card with that. But apparently, if you cover up Pelgar's arms, then the blaze will go out. So, sounds interesting. It seems like while Arthur may have infused his holy knights with something akin to like demonic magic, light magic, goddess magic, all that stuff like that, he wasn't able to do it perfectly. Like, they are still mostly human and have these weaknesses and frail capabilities. And it would explain why Percival, the 16-year-old, who's likely more goddess than he is human, is able to throw around someone like Pelgar, who has limited uses of this dark magic. It's intriguing. And honestly, that's about it with this chapter. There's not much really to talk about. Three main things I'm intrigued with: Percival very likely being part goddess, or mostly goddess, and possibly even a little bit of fairy hint based on the golems and all the light magic manipulation. Pelgar likely being part demon due to his access to a pseudo Hellblaze that he has limited manipulation of. And 3, I'm very, very intrigued with what Pelgar says he can't let the others find out, because they're likely going to kill him. Does that mean Pelgar actually doesn't agree with Ironside and his fellow knights of Camelot? I'm assuming they're from Camelot because Arthur. But that's what I'm wondering. It seems like we're in a very interesting spot right now, because if the humans are being infused with other races, it could signal a massive power growth for humans, because the thing that happened with humans in Seven Deadly Sins is by the end of the series, they just got power crept so hard. Like, so if your name wasn't Bon or Escanor, so you were basically barely human in the first place, you weren't really allowed to fight. Remember, the idiot trio in Gilthunder, Hauser, and Greenmore were getting slapped up by an Endura spawn. Not an actual Endura spawn. If you were human, you were fodder in Seven Deadly Sins. It was like you were watching Dragon Ball Z all over again. However, if Arthur started to infuse humans with the elements of other races, whether it be just goddess and demon, or even more races, and those humans have started to reproduce, and they've made more humans that have become hybrids, and these hybrids are even stronger than the original human hybrids that Arthur himself made, then I could like that, because it not only will allow humans to get stronger as a collective, because obviously there's just going to be more of them infused with this higher power, but that also means we're just going to get more humans, and I like humans, darn it. Like, I love the demon clan and the goddess clan and the fairy clan and the giant clan, but darn it, I wanted more human interaction that wasn't Bon and Escanor and technically Merlin, I guess. So yeah, that's it. I think it's, once again, a really solid chapter. There hasn't really been a chapter that I say has been bad so far. This is literally just a continuation of fight. Does a whole ton for feeding my weird theory crafting mindset. And yeah, I'm excited for the next chapter, because I'm assuming the battle's going to end there. I think if the battle doesn't end there, then we're going to start dragging it out. This is a solid 7, 8 out of 10. I wish there was more plot here, but all we really get is the reveals of the different types of magic, more hinting to demonic holy knights, or holy knights in the sense of goddess magic, and obviously more goddess Percival fuel. And I honestly can't wait to see the conclusion to this fight, because it seems interesting. I hope Pelgar's holding back, because if my man Percival really is already holy knight level at age 16 and no control of his magic, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the group. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please, tell me what you guys think about this chapter in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you think we got Goddess Percival? Do you think we got Demonic Pelgar? Do you think we got Arthur going nuts? Or do you think something completely different? Do you think this just happens to be a natural course of evolution because humans were meant to be this mix of light and darkness, and just now, due to all the circumstances caused by the 7 deadly sins in the last series, that humans are finally starting to mutate on their own? What do you guys think? I'm more leaning towards Arthur going nuts. I think that's more interesting. But regardless of that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.